In case you guys missed the community post, Procter Gamble raises its dividend by 10%. So Procter Gamble declares 86 cents per share quarterly, which is a 10% increase from the prior dividend of 79 cents that they were paying. So that is pretty sweet. You can still meet the ex-dividend date, which is April 22nd. So as long as you buy before that date, you will get that dividend on May 17th, which is pretty awesome. And we actually got another raise, which is Costco. Costco increases its dividend to 79 cents. So Costco declares 79 cents per share quarterly, which is a 12.9 increase from the prior dividend of 70 cents. Ex-dividend date is 29th of April, and they will be paying out May 14th, so you can still get into the stock or add more shares. So that's pretty awesome, guys. We just got a double-digit increase raise from Procter & Gamble as well from Costco. That's going to create that snowball and make it very large much sooner. What's up, everybody? This is Investing Sensei here to bring you episode 79 of the portfolio update. So hopefully you guys are doing awesome, because I definitely am. This past week we actually got two of our companies in our portfolio actually declared double-digit dividend raises. So that was Costco and Procter & Gamble, which is really awesome, because remember that we did absolutely nothing besides holding great companies, and our goal is to create that passive income that we are trying to build over time. As you guys can see, our spreadsheet is keeping track of this. Our quarterly dividends are growing over time, and those raises are just basically helping us reach that goal much quicker. So right now, you guys can see our projected income right now. Around monthly, we're making about $247.22. I contribute $100 every single week. That money gets reinvested, and you guys can see that grow. They're small increments, but over time they do compound. And as you guys can see, if you go back, even a couple updates before, you'll see that our projected monthly income was a lot less. And so that is the beauty of this portfolio, is because every week I know that I'll contribute money, and that passive income will continue to go up no matter what the portfolio is doing. If the portfolio is in the red or in the green, we are still increasing our target goals. So that is pretty awesome. So one of the things I want to go over this, I'm going to go over the updates. So what I actually did this week in the portfolio as well. I want to actually show you guys 7 stocks that are in my portfolio that will be announcing dividend increases this coming either month, or I guess quarterly. This coming quarter they will be announcing a dividend raise. So those are 7 stocks. That doesn't include the Procter & Gamble and Costco. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to actually show you guys those companies. Alright guys, so the first one on the list, which I actually want to kind of show that these are almost sorted by the amount of percentage wise in raise that I think they will be giving out. Just looking at the 5-year CAGR. So the first one is Rtx Raytheon Technologies. Right now I am using Seeking Alpha, so you can go to seekingalpha.com and then type in the ticker symbol and go to the dividends tab. On the dividend summary, you'll see that the dividend yield is 2.43% and the 5-year CAGR is 3.23%. They've been growing it for 27 years. So this one was, I actually owned UTX, which actually merged with Raytheon. So that is the company that we got. So right here, if you go to the dividend history, the reason why I'm able to know if they're going to actually raise it, we scroll down, you'll see that typically on the second quarter is when they increase the raise, well, when they do a dividend raise. So probably around April 27th, around that range, closer to the end of April is when they'll declare a dividend, and they typically do a dividend raise. So we will see what happens with that one, but that is the first one on the list, is RTX, that I am expecting around the end of April to declare a dividend raise. So I'm excited for that, because remember, these small increments still add up over time. And so let's move on to the next one that will be a little higher. All right, so the next one is Southern Companies. It's at about $65 a share, and if we look at the dividend summary, it's about paying out a 3.94 dividend yield. The CAGR is about 3.36%, 19 years of growth. If we look at the history of dividends and then scroll down, you'll see that they also declare the raise on the second quarter, and right around the announced date is around April 20th. So if we compare these, April 15th, so right around that, the average So this is probably going to be this week when they do declare that. So that is pretty exciting. It's not going to be much, but remember, these companies do add up over time, and they've been raising these dividends over a long period of time. So we can expect this. So let's jump over to the next one, number 3 on the list. Alright, so the next one on the list, which is number 3, and that is J&J, which is Johnson & Johnson. A lot of you guys probably own this. So the current share price is at $162. Dividend yield right now is 2.49%, and the 5-year CAGR is 6.13%. 58 years of raising its dividend, which is pretty awesome. If we look at the dividend history here, we'll scroll down, and you'll see that on the second quarter is when they raised their dividend. So right around the declared dates are the 14th, 25th, so maybe around the average. So hopefully this coming week, but close towards the end of April is when we'll see a raise from J&J, which should be close to 6%. So that one is a little bit higher than the other two. So let's jump over to the number 4 pick. Alright guys, so the next one on the list, which is 4th in the list, is CLX, Clorox Company. Current share price is about $190 a share, and then the dividend yield is at 2.33%. Right now the 5-year CAGR is about 7.56%. So that is around what we should expect for the raise. So we'll see what happens. They have been raising it for 43 years. Now let's look at the dividend history so I can show you guys that. So if I scroll down, you'll see that typically on the 3rd one is when they announce it, but that's typically around either May 19th, you guys can see, May 20th, as well, May 21st. So typically that's when they raise it. So we should be seeing it around around May 20th or so is when we should see that raise come in. So that is really exciting to look forward to. It's a pretty good 5-year CAGR that they do have, so I'm excited for it. And then the next one on the list, guys, is PEP, which is Pepsico. Current share price is at $144. If we look at the dividend summary, current dividend yield is about 2.84%, and 5-year CAGR is about 7.8%. 48 years of growing its dividend. So that is pretty awesome. Let's look at the dividend history, and then right now you'll see that on the second quarter, which is right around May 5th. If we look at the other one, around April 30th, May 1st. So right around that range, around close to the beginning of May is when they'll be declaring the next dividend, which should be a raise. And that CAGR that you guys saw is about what we expect to get an increase. So that is pretty exciting. So all these companies I am going over, guys, I do own those in my portfolio, and those are just going to make our dividend passive income increase much faster. And this is really awesome because we are doing absolutely nothing besides holding great companies. And remember, at a job you don't get this type of raise unless you do very well, and it's very hard to get a 10% raise, which you guys already saw we got from Costco and Procter Gamble. So that's pretty awesome. So let's move on to the 6th pick. Alright guys, so the next one on the list is Apple, which is $134 a share currently. If we look at the dividend summary, it's a really low dividend yield, which is less than 1%. It's about 0.61%. Its 5-year CAGRs at 9.54%. 8 years of dividend growth. And you can also look at the payout ratio. They have such a huge room for increasing this dividend over time, which is one of the main things. I have a lot of the companies that have a really low dividend yield. If you were to look at my portfolio, my dividend yield is like right around 2%. And you know, currently it's really low because I have companies like this of Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Some of these companies are going to be increasing these over time, and over the long term these are going to outperform companies like AT&T or companies like Johnson & Johnson, because these are awesome companies that are just gonna continue to increase that, and they have a huge room for improving this over time. But let's look at the dividend history. So if we look, if it loads up real quick, you'll see that they typically increase it on the second quarter. So you'll see that typically it's around April 30th, May 1st, so right around that average. So probably May 1st when we'll see a dividend increase from Apple, which is really exciting. And you know, that is going to be close to a 10% raise, and we did absolutely nothing, and that 10% is going to start compounding, and then the next year we're going to get probably another 10%, and hopefully we continue that on, because that will increase that passive income that we are trying to generate over time. And so the last one on the list, guys, if this actually loads up, is AWK, American Waterworks Company. So the current share price is at $160 a share. If we look at the dividend summary, currently dividend yield is at 1.37%. Right now the 5-year CAGR is 10.10%. 7 years of dividend growth, and you'll see that they still have plenty of room for growth of 51.98% on payout ratio. So if we look at the dividend history, you'll see that if this loads up, I don't know why my internet's very slow today, but you'll see that on the second quarter they are going to increase it typically, which is around when they announce the dividend, is around April 29th, April 17th, and let's look at one more, April 20th. So maybe around possibly this coming week is when they'll declare it. So we will look, but anytime right before May we should see a dividend increase from American Waterworks. So that is actually all 7 companies that we are having in our portfolio that we are expecting dividend raises. So that is pretty exciting, you know, that this is going to compound over time. And let's jump back over to the M1 portfolio, guys. All right, guys, so we are here back at the portfolio. As you guys saw, those 7 companies are really expected to get a dividend raise, which is gonna basically increase that passive income over time. And I'm really excited, looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments section if you guys like that type of list. I can do those more often if you guys are, you know, you actually like that content. As well, I'm also considering writing a script that actually tells us which companies, you know, what quarter they actually declare a dividend increase, as well as the 5-year CAGR. So let me know in the comment section if you guys would be interested in that type of script. I kind of want to work on that, because that reduces all that work that I have to do and trying to figure out all the companies. So a script with a click of a button would tell you all of those quarters and around the expected date when they declare that raise. So I think that would be pretty sweet if we wrote one of those. But let me know in the comment section if you guys would be interested in that. If I get enough demand, then I might write one and then I'll share it with you guys. But currently the portfolio is at $168,811.41. As you guys can see, we already hit an all-time high again. We actually hit about 169,000 right around the end of February, but Friday. So if I actually look at the 1 quarter, you'll see that you know, we were like fluctuating a lot, but now we are breaking out and we are continuing to go up. I wouldn't be mad if we hit 170,000, but at the same time I actually want my portfolio to go down in value, because I want those $100 that I reinvest every single week to be valued more, because I can buy more shares. But over time, you guys can see the portfolio continues to go up and beat all-time highs, even though we get those you know, volatile times, right? So that's what the other thing is, that we care about that passive income that we are expected to get every single month, which is what we are growing out over time. And you know, capital appreciation is nice, but we want that passive income. As you guys can see, that we are actually doing really well on capital appreciation. We are up about $69,000, almost $70,000 in just capital appreciation. That's if I was actually to just sell out of my portfolio right now. It's about 70%, which is actually really nice. currently we are going to have about 100,000 almost. We have currently about $99,000 invested. Really, it's about 90,000 is my total money of my personal money that I've actually invested into the portfolio. It's just that we've gotten into really good companies at the right time and continue to dollar cost average is why we are getting these massive gains. Like Nvidia, we are up almost 20,000. We invested about 6,000. Apple, same thing. So these are just companies that I'm really excited about and I'm looking forward to, especially for the dividend, because I plan to hold these companies over the long term. So let me show you guys over the activities. All right, guys. So I had to find out the day of Monday, so it's actually the 12th. So April 12th. I'm gonna start that from there, so you guys can see what I did this past week. Real quick, if you guys were interested in this green button for calculating the dividends, I do have a tutorial I recently made this past week, so check it out. If you guys did check it out and are you actually using it, let me know in the comment section. I'll be excited to see who's actually using it. So first thing, on April 15th, we actually got a dividend from Realty Income, which was $13.72, and then we also got one from Leggett & Platt of $11.07. I deposited $100 to pay off my M1 borrow, and then I also deposited $100 for my weekly contribution into the portfolio to dollar cost average over time. And then we actually bought $100 of 2 buys for that, and we bought some AT&T, $50 of Pfizer. So we actually bought about 1.6 shares of AT&T. So that was pretty nice. And then I actually ended up reinvesting the dividends from Realty Income and Leggett & Platt as well. I actually borrowed $100 from M1 Borrow to buy NEO. NEO was just down a lot more, and so I'm gonna continue to dollar cost average if it continues to go down. I think this will pay off long term. AT&T, we bought $24.79 from the dividends we got from Realty Income and Leggett & Platt, and then the $100 from the M1 Borrow. So we will see what this activities thing that we did this week, how that affected our projected annual income as well as our monthly. I'm really excited, looking forward to it. So definitely stick around because we're gonna jump over to that. I'm gonna just show you guys how I'm doing on M1 Borrow. But real quick before we actually move off, I'm gonna actually click the calculate dividends. Let's find out how much we made, which you guys probably just subtract 100 and that should be $24.79. But let's click on it. So we got an answer of $24.79 is what we got for this week in dividends. Click OK. That is pretty nice. I like this button so far. I think we can improve some more, add more cool features to it. Let me know if you guys have any new ideas. So let's jump over to borrow. As you guys can see, currently we are at $3,806.18. We're actually borrowing this at 2%, so definitely the money that I am borrowing is getting paid off by the dividends. I bought about $4,000 worth of JP Morgan, which the dividend yield was around 2.7%, so that is definitely getting covered. Right now I'm actually using this money to buy Tesla as well as NEO, but I think that is going to pay off long term really well. I'm going to show you guys how we're doing currently. So Tesla, we're up about 34%. We actually were buying it right at $599, almost $600 a share. We have 1 share, and the current stock price right now is at $739. This is going to be a long-term hold. I know that this share doesn't really belong in this portfolio because it doesn't pay a dividend, but I don't mind holding it here. As well as NEO, we have about 16 shares. Our cost average is about $36.12. So we are down about 3 cents times however many shares we have. So this one will bounce back. I'm pretty positive on that. I have about 300 shares of NEO in my other Webull portfolio. I am down on that one a lot, but we will recover. But let's jump over to the Google Sheets so we can actually find out how much our passive income actually went up. Alright guys, so we are here at the Google Sheets. As you guys can see, it's the dashboard, and we are currently working on the month of April. You already saw some of the dividends for this week, so we are trying to fill this one up. We will 2021 Q2 will beat $731. for sure. All these dividends get reinvested. We are adding more money every single week, so it's always exciting. Right now I did make a copy of how much we are actually projected to make. We're about to actually break the $3,000 annual goal, so that is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna actually jump over here to dividend payout, which is another script that I have, and this actually tells us the dividend increases. So this one should pick up the dividend increase from Costco and Procter Gamble. Hopefully the script does work. Sometimes a lot of people are using it, and the Seeking Alpha website actually blocks it. So let's see if it doesn't get blocked. So portfolio tools, you'll click on get latest dividends. So this will be running now, and it looks like it will be successful. So this right here will get wiped out, and it'll start calculating the new dividends. This is sorted out by payout date. So we are gonna get some new dividends, and you'll see, let's see, Costco is right here. I'm actually probably gonna just wait till it's done, but it looks like Costco 12% increase, and then the other one that we did get is Procter & Gamble, which is 10%. So this is also really nice. So you can use the script. It'll tell you any increases and anything that we are waiting for. So a lot of our dividends for the month of April are towards the end of it. So you'll see Costco is going to be paying out April 28th, American Towers 29th, Altria the 30th, JP Morgan on the 30th. So most of our companies are towards the end. So that is when we'll see most of how much we'll be making for the end of April. But anyways, let's jump over to the holdings. No, here settings, because I am actually going to delete this. This is another script I have. This is actually what's going to project that stuff that you guys saw on the dashboard. We're actually going to jump over to personal capital, and so I am at the M1 finance portion under the holdings, and you'll see this green button. If you have my scripts, you should see it. If you don't, then you won't see it. I have a tutorial for it, but I'm going to just sort it out by alphabetical order. You don't have to, I just like to do that. So you're going to click on this, copy it. What this does is it'll copy it into your clipboard. Then you can jump back over to settings, right click, paste special values only, and then you are good to go. This is going to hold that data from our latest portfolio, which should have our new holdings. And if I go over here to the holdings tab, you'll see that these are our portfolio holdings basically. You'll basically go over here to portfolio tools, click update portfolio holdings. This will get wiped, and it'll calculate it with our new shares. So let's jump over to the dashboard, which now it's calculating. So let's see how much we increased with these purchases this past week. So that is awesome, guys. It's done. We are making we'll project it to make $2,979.16 compared to the $2,966.70. So that is, we moved up a lot, and I think mainly was because we bought some AT&T. And so I was gonna buy AT&T as long as it's under $30. So the next one here, monthly, we are about to project it $248.26 compared to $247.22. Weekly, we went up by about 24 cents, and then daily 3 cents. So every day now we are going to get paid 3 cents more. Hourly, we are still making about 34 cents, and then hourly work wage at $1.43. So that is pretty awesome, guys. Every single week that goes by, we are increasing that passive income, which means that our wealth is growing and growing, especially as you know, the very important thing is passive. We don't have to do anything. But this is all I have for you guys, this update. If you guys enjoyed the content, definitely let me know in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, as well as don't forget to support the channel by simply hitting that like button. It helps a lot with the channel. Definitely share it out with anybody that you think will be interested in investing and seeing this passive journey as we become a millionaire and be able to retire early. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.